transformations of exponential and log equations. So here I'm writing them as functions. So if we're talking about exponential, we can think of it as, we know that any exponential function has to be in the form a times b to the x power. Now the parent function is always going to be f of x equals b to the x power. So in other words, the a term is 1 in the parent function, and they'd have to tell you what the b term is. However, the same rules apply for transformations here as they did in all of our other types of equations we've looked at. Making the a term negative is a reflection over the x-axis. Just like it is for a logarithmic function, making it negative is a reflection over the x-axis. And an easy way to check is to plug it into the calculator. Now the a term for both of these is important because if the absolute value of a is greater than 1, that's going to be a vertical. It's a vertical dilation, but more specifically, it's a vertical stretch by a factor of whatever number it is. If the absolute value of the a term is in between 0 and 1, meaning it's a fraction in between 0 and 1, it's going to be a vertical compression. Again, by a factor of whatever that number is. The h term in both of them, here for the exponential, the h term is up in the exponent with the x. If you're adding, that means you're moving left. And if you're subtracting, that means you're moving right. Same thing goes in log functions. Adding is going to be left. Subtracting is going to be right. So that's a horizontal translation. Now, for the logarithmic function, it's the log of this whole thing. And if you add, you move it left. If you subtract, you move it right. And then the k term for both of them, plus means up, minus means down. For both of these functions, plus means up, and minus means down. We're only going to be talking about vertical dilations right now, so you don't need to worry about anything horizontal. Just understand that if the absolute value of a is bigger than 1, that's a vertical stretch, and if it's in between 0 and 1, that's a vertical compression. Keep in mind that for the horizontal translations, for exponential, it's in the exponent. For logarithmic, it's the log of x, and then the horizontal translation. And k is always going to be outside, away from everything else, where plus means up and minus means down.